Hello everyone, nice beautiful Monday morning here. Now I was going to make some Pico de Gallo and I thought, well, I've never shown that before, and this is absolutely fantastic to take on a camping trip because it will last a week easily in your refrigerator. Now chances are you're going to eat it a lot quicker than that because this stuff is great. Now this is going to make about 2 pounds of Pico de Gallo. That would be, what, 64 ounces, 32? I don't know. You do the math. But to buy the same amount of Pico de Gallo fresh in the grocery store would cost you $7 or $8. This is going to be about $3.80. So let me show you the ingredients here. And I'm not going to bore you with a lot of cutting and dicing much. And so you can see how to make this really easy, and this is so good to take on a trip. I don't know how this thing works sometimes. So there we go. Bell pepper, 1 lime. You could use 2 limes. We have a yellow onion, about 6 romas, and I'm going to go over the top and get extra jalapenos this time. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and chop and dice and slice, and I'm going to show you what this looks like when it gets done. And I guarantee this will be a hit, even at a party, just at your house. This is so much more nutritious than anything bottled salsa, pico de gallo, whatever you're going to buy. And people will absolutely love this, and they're going to want your recipe, and so inexpensive. Okay, so let me work on this, and I'll get back with you. Now, the most tedious part of this whole process is actually taking care of the jalapenos. So, if you'll go ahead and take out that rib, you're going to know pretty soon if this is hot because you're going to be using your fingers. And I'll toss that part out. So, seeds don't bring a whole lot to the party on this, but I'm going to do all of them this way. You just cut out some of the ribs. There's capsaicin in there on the fleshy part, so the more of that rib that you leave right there from seeds is going to make it hotter. And there's a big debate about whether or not seeds have heat. Suppose you could eat some if you want, but the hardest part, or the most tedious part, like I said, on this is going to be to slice these into thin pieces like so, and then you're going to dice them however thin or thick you want. I suggest a little smaller so somebody doesn't get a big mouthful of hot jalapeno. So there we go. That's about the size we want. So I'm going to go ahead and slice these up and come back in a little bit. Okay, got that done. The jalapenos. So there you go. Made quite a bit in the bowl. So that's good stuff. Now we'll work on the green bell pepper. Now, if you've watched any of my videos, or the one on making your own vegetable soup, I'd keep this. Cut that up, put it into a vegetable soup. Make my own vegetable broth, I'm sorry. And, but I'll go ahead and cut all this up. So the bell peppers, I'm going to slice up pretty much the same as I do, or did, the jalapenos. So I'll go through there, dice all these up, and come back to you again. No sense dragging this out, okay? A quick note on the bell peppers. The recipe I usually use the green. I just like the flavor a little bit better. It comes out more. You could use red, yellow, or you could eliminate these altogether. Forget the bell peppers and just go with the jalapenos, tomatoes, onions. Some people add garlic. I'm not going to add that today, but some very finely minced or diced garlic, a couple of cloves maybe. I'm going to skip that, and then your lime. So this is not an absolute necessary item if you don't want to, okay? Just wanted to add that. So this is going to go in there, and then we're going to dice up an onion. Okay, we're going to work on the onion. I'll show you how I slice up mine. It is, you know, you can do it however you want, but if you want a very fine cut, you can't do it like they show you on TV. So I'll show you that. We're gonna, here's my root end. Just gonna go ahead and take off the first top cap. Some of these come off, doesn't matter, we'll get rid of them anyway. So I'm going to, well, it's driving me crazy. I'm gonna make thin slices. I want these to be thin. I don't want them big. A big old bite of onion, if somebody doesn't like it, is not a very good deal for anybody. I'm going to go ahead and tear that off. You're just getting in my way, buddy. All right, there we go, there we go, there we go. Okay. Should have done that to start with, huh? All right. So I'm going to make thin slices on these like that. I won't do the whole thing, but I'll show you how I cut mine real thin. I'll just go ahead and make a slice, flip this over. Take my good old soft blade, or long blade, and I have very, very thinly chopped onions. So I'm going to go ahead and do this whole thing. I think I'll do the whole onion. Yeah, maybe about 3/4. We'll see. And we'll put it in. All of this is to your call, to your taste. You play around with it, experiment a little bit, see what you like, don't like. You can go with purple onion. This is a yellow onion. They're a little sweeter. White onions if you want. It's up to you. You can even use scallions. Whatever you like. This is the basic menu for you on how to start. If you try this and then expand outwards, I think you'll have a great time with it, and it's going to be delicious. Oh, I was going to say, wanted to show you on TV, you see how they do this. They slice across this way, then down that way, and then they chop them, but they come out in big old chunks. And that's not what I want here. We don't want that in our Pico de Gallo. You want a very evenly mixed, fine diced onion. Okay? Oh, one other thing on an onion when you're slicing it up. Remember I took the yellow, all that paper off? I'm going to slice one more here for you. I think I'm going to go with about this much onion. That looks good. That outside layer, that outside very ring right there, that's that yellow one. It's a little bit tougher. It's just a little bit thicker. I'll take that and throw it out. Okay? Okay. So I ended up going with about a half an onion, and you can see that's probably going to be good. I don't want it overpowering on the onion. I want the jalapenos and the tomatoes to come through. So now we're going to work on the on our tomato and thin slices again. Now that top part would go in for my stew or for my vegetable. And again, or my stock, vegetable stock, I'm going to go in thin slices. I want to keep this pretty thin. We want everything to be homogeneous. You don't want a big old chunk of tomato when you're trying to dip into your Pico de Gallo. And this stuff is great on chip. I'll just take a bowl at night sometimes, forget the munchies. Take some corn chips. And sit down and just eat those. So what I'll do, now there's two ways to get these cuts nice and small. You're going to just go in a little bit, depending on how sharp and great your knife is. About 4 or 5 cuts. Turn it just a little bit. And I'm going to slice this into small chunks again. Now you can get even better at this. I'll show you what I'll do at times. If I like them really tiny, is I'll just take one. Turn it. Now you can see I got a lot finer cut out of that. They're much smaller than this one. If you do two at once, they tend to smush down on you unless you have a really sharp knife. So it's however you want to do it. If you like them big. Now, I do not recommend this recipe, at least. This isn't a salsa. It's not a picante. If you threw all this into a blender and hit it, I don't care how quick you do it or whatever, you're going to have mush. You're just going to end up with a bunch of mush. Uneven size stuff. So do take the time to do this like this, and people are going to really love it. Okay, let me do, I got 7, 6, 4, 5, 6 tomatoes to go here. So let me get that done. Okay, get all the tomatoes in there. I like that mixture. I want a little more tomatoes than anything else. Additionally, by the way, they're going to add their own natural juices in here. So don't worry about if it seems a little dry. As it sets for a couple hours, 3 hours in the fridge, you're going to see juice coming out of these tomatoes and the other things. So it's going to work out. Don't worry about it. All right. Last thing's our lime. Yeah, we'll just roll our lime a little bit here. Yeah, make him rough up. Give up some of those juices there. All right. So we'll just go ahead and put our lime in there. Oh, we turn this sideways. Alrighty. There's one. I think I got most of it out, don't you? Good thing about limes, there's no seeds in them. I get a little bit more. I get about another teaspoon out of that by just washing it around. If some of that pulp comes out, don't worry about it, man. That's good stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo. All right. There we go. Juice of one lime. Ah, yeah, baby. Love it. This can be so good. Now, I'm not putting any hot sauce. Not putting any sauces in here. I'm hoping that those jalapenos are going to have enough spice on their own. I will add just a little bit of cracked pepper, though. Just to kind of give it, say, people say, what the heck is that? What's in there, Michael? What is that? Am I going to die? No, you're not going to die. So we're just going to go ahead and mix this all up. And there is one thing about tomatoes that we all know, and that is they do have acid. So does the lime I just put in there. So in my case, the acid just tends to give me a little bit of heartburn. Just a little too much acid for me. So I'm going to go ahead and take a taste of this. Should have some ready. I'm going to see where we are. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man, that's good. Okay, acid. And here's what you can do. This will make it pretty much tolerable to all age groups. A little bit of refined sugar. So what I'm going to do is just sprinkle maybe about less than a tablespoon. I'm going to put that in there. Let her go. All right. Good mixed up. Now you may not be able to taste that sugar right away. So don't worry about tasting it right now. We added some. You're going to let it sit and then later, a few hours after it sits in the fridge, check it again and taste it. Now, I know what you're going to say. That's huge. How am I going to get that in my camper? That'd take too much room to put a bowl that big in my fridge. It's going to take up half of it. Well, let me do something here real quick, and I'll show you a little tip that works great for something like this when you go camping and take it on the road. Okay? Be right back. Okay. Remember that big old bowl? Look at this. That's about 2 pounds right there. And one thing I want you to notice is we're not constricted now to the size of a container for that to fit in. And if anybody happens to know me or saw some of my videos, what I'm going to do, you're going to say, oh, but what if I put that in the fridge and I get a hole in that? I'm going to have leak mess all over my fridge. Well, what you do is you simply, I keep my old bags, I make sure they hold air, and all I'm going to do is double bag that. There you go. Get all the air out. Remember, air is your enemy. It's going to deteriorate your food as quickly as possible. Now I've got this little thing. It'll set on something. It'll conform to the size of whatever you lay it on. You could put it about anywhere in your fridge, and it'll just mesh and roll around. It'll even hold things in place in your fridge. So, I hope that helped out. Hope you enjoyed that little ditty right there. If so, let me know. Oops, going every direction. But I hope that shows you how to make some good Pico de Gallo. People will love that. You could add, and I have before, the only other spice I may add to that is a little bit of cumin. And that's it. That gives a little bit more of a Mexican flavor. You could do a smoked paprika, but I don't go crazy on it. Start with this first, see how it goes, and then experiment and see what works for you best. This is the basic recipe. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed. Y'all have a good one. See you on the road. This is Michael.